extracted by using the Gerber, Weibull, Berntrop, or Schmidt, Bonsky, Rascal methods.
First off, thank you very much for having me, and thank you, Viraji, for hosting. I mean, I've seen the power of an ecosystem. I mean, if you look at what Palo Alto and the greater Bay Area is, it's because of one institution. So I truly believe India needs to focus on building ecosystems. Politically, it might sound correct to do different projects across the country, but if they have to sustain for the next 100 years, I believe in the power of ecosystem, and that's what we are doing in Andhra Pradesh. The second aspect that has had profound impact on me personally, and from Stanford Business School, is for our finals, we never had invigilators. So there's no one. And that left a profound impact on me on the need to build character and integrity and make that part of our culture, our rhythm, and in education. So when I did talk about this to our Chief Minister, Mr. Naidu, he said, good. So you have to deal with human resource development, PG and skill development, and IT and electronics. So you can do that better. And that was the task given to me. And taking a leaf from that book, we said, let's now focus on Vikasit Andhra Pradesh. And we broadly laid out the vision of what we want to achieve. And then we are now going back to our electorate and asking feedback on what we should do. So it's a people-led movement, number one. Number two, as a state, taking from my first question, as a state, we believe in the power of ecosystems. So if you look at the state of Andhra Pradesh, we are peculiarly a long state. We have the second longest coastline. So each district is a geography for administration in India. Each district, we have specific focus areas. So if you take the southern bit, we want to focus on automotive manufacturing in one district. Renewable energy is a big thrust area. It's not just about solar, wind, it's about the pump storage projects. Close to 72 gigawatts is going to get built out in the next 5 years. Then you have the two other districts which are focused on electronics manufacturing, which is the Chittoor and Kadapa district. So like this, we have very district-specific focus areas. So coming to north of our state, we're going to focus on data centers, big data, the entire chem and pharma hub. So there's a lot of specific focus areas, and then we go back and say, what should each department do in order to achieve this vision? So for me, it's very clear that I have training institutes in the government. The ITI is polytechnic. So we're going to train manpower for tomorrow. So let's talk about all the green jobs we can create in one district. All the civil aviation jobs we can create out of one district. So that gives a lot of clarity, alignment for the state government on what we should go out achieving. And apart from that, Vikasit Andhra Pradesh, which is Swarna Andhra Pradesh that we have. Swarna Andhra Pradesh translates to Golden Andhra Pradesh. We are now working backwards of saying that, okay, if we need to achieve this kind of per capita income, then how do we go about achieving it? So which department should do what, and we're going to measure ourselves on a monthly basis, like how all of you do your business. Even the state is going to do this. On a monthly basis, we're going to measure it. And the second part is, in this journey, we don't want anyone left behind. So we are creating a family, a report card of sorts, and saying what are the project or practice we can give to that family to pull them out of the cycle of poverty. So it's no longer about wealth creation alone, but how do you ensure that even people below the poverty line can be given a handout and to just pull them out of the cycle of poverty. And that's something that I think is going to be very unique to the state, and we're going to launch this in the next 3 months. The skill census that we're doing is one of its kind in India, I think one of its kind in the world.
Probably the first time.
It's a massive effort. We just started the pilot in my own constituency where I got elected. And the idea here is we're going to go door to door. And then we're going to triangulate data from multiple data sets. So apart from the household data, the education data, we want to understand what is a basic skill set. And then come back and see what kind of skill interventions we can do based on the market demand. So think about industry from one side, the youth on one side, and government has a platform. And then skill up it's going to be a journey. It's not a destination. It's not a one-off effort as far as our state is concerned. So we know where the industry is moving, and we want to learn from that, from all of you. And then we want to work backwards on saying, to this family, what can we do? What is the skill intervention that we can do? So it's very, very micro-targeting that we're going to now do. And I believe that will ensure that we deliver on a first promise in a manifesto, which is to create 2 million jobs in 5 years as a state. And we are the only political party to actually make that bold statement. before an election.
Wow.
And fundamentally, I think all of us have to accept one thing, which is the Telugu people, the people from both Andhra and Telangana play a very important role in the IT sector. And all this points back to the reforms that Mr. Naidu did in his first term as Chief Minister, which is to get a lot of investments in education. So we had a lot of engineering colleges come up. So we have amazing talent. And this talent has gone across the globe. And taking a leaf out of that, what we are looking at as Visakhapatnam is, why can't we ride the wave of big data and the AI ML? So like when you look at Hyderabad, it was all the Y2K boom. So we have a next frontier that we can now do. And that's where I believe that Visakhapatnam can play a very important role. So we have renewable power. It's a beautiful location. So I keep jokingly saying, if Bangalore were to marry Goa and have a baby, that would be Visakhapatnam. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. So it's a great location, amazing manpower, and we have a progressive government, a government which is not just talking about ease of doing business, but speed of doing business. Because though lot other states have done on ease, but speed is the biggest challenge because investments have just gone up. And even a month, 2-month delay throws your entire business plan out of whack. So we understand that and we want to deliver on the speed of business promise. So Visakhapatnam is going to be a focus from an IT perspective, our chemical, pharma perspective, and even medical devices manufacturing. So it's going to be a hub. We're going to do the entire ecosystem. All the ITIs, the polytechnics, all the engineering colleges there are going to focus on creating world-class curriculum and delivering on that promise. The flood that we had recently was 1 in 248 years event. And as things are changing and we're going to have once in a century events happening more often. So as a state, we understand that. But this flood definitely caught us off guard. It was a flash flood. In greater parts of the city, we had more than 6 foot water. So, and it was the first time that we had to handle floods. As a state, we've handled cyclones and we have expertise in that. But then Mr. Naidu being Mr. Naidu said, why can't we use drones for delivery? And I remember quite a few of the operators saying that's not possible. I mean, we've used it for agriculture purpose. Being an Indian, we call the Jagan model. We had a basket fitted, let's say, let's try it. And success, we actually managed to deliver food. I wouldn't say that it was the best model. I think it was a great beginning because we didn't have enough of drones. So I wish I had 2,000 drones. Then I could have delivered breakfast, lunch and dinner to every house. But I just had about 40 drones. And with that 40 drones, we did do a pilot. And I think it clearly gave us a direction of what India can do. And we're seeing other nations use drones to kill people. But I think India shows the way of how we can use drones in terms of relief and rehabilitation. So there's a lot of work that we've done there.
ఇప్పుడు ఆపరేషన్ లేకుండానే మోకాళ్లకు ప్లాస్మా ట్రీట్మెంట్. మీ ఆర్థోపెడిక్ సమస్యలన్నిటికీ రోబోటిక్ టెక్నాలజీ ద్వారా తక్కువ ఖర్చుతో శాశ్వత పరిష్కారం. ఫ్రీ కన్సల్టేషన్. ప్రతి ట్రీట్మెంట్ పై 20% డిస్కౌంట్. ఈ ఆఫర్ కొద్ది రోజులు మాత్రమే. త్వరపడండి. V9 హాస్పిటల్స్ 9281 465 842.